zombie.
You'll always be a zombie.
We'll never be a zombie.
You're a zombie from the get-go. You're a zombie when you wake up in the morning.
Dad, what are you doing?
There's no changing that.
What are you doing?
Just saying hi to everybody. Making our morning coffee. And these two little munchkins just came out of bed. How do you know to get out of bed?
When the clock turns green.
Let's go see.
It's always yellow, but when it's not time to wake up, it's yellow, and when it's time to wake up, it turns green.
Oh! We've got those clocks, it's got an alarm on it, and it changes the color of the lamp from yellow to green, like Ferris was explaining. So they know when to get out of bed. And it works really well for keeping them in bed until 8:30 in the morning. These two little munchkins usually sleep from 8 o'clock at night to 8:30 in the morning, which is pretty awesome. But they don't take naps, right?
Yeah.
No naps.
No naps, no naps,
No naps.
I know most kids take naps, but we don't.
No.
After breakfast, do you want to play tic-tac-toe?
Tic-tac-toe?
Tiki-taki-toe.
Oh, I like tic-tac-toe.
Okay.
Tic-tac-toe is in my book. We can do it as a baby on the couch.
Doing goof.
That's an iPhone holder.
Yeah. Should I take a cup to Mama? Oh. Somebody just got back from a run. Good morning.
Mama.
Morning.
Good morning, Mama.
Hi, little munchkins.
All right, we're gonna make some breakfast. Fried eggs. It's the order of the day.
For me. Mom, we need 3 eggs for me.
3 eggs for breakfast.
I got one big piece of toast.
You want some salt?
That was
Daddy, can I help
Yeah.
you?
It's a little bit crowded up here,
that
sweetie.
was really black and crunchy.
Ferris, I have a question for you.
Mabel,
Do you want some salt?
Yeah.
Okay.
come help me.
Why don't you take a pinch of this and put it on there? You can take a shower with Mama, Mabel.
No, I don't want.
No, where you on the pan, on the pan. Sprinkle it all around, not in one place. Otherwise, you have one really salty egg like this all the way
You
around.
brush your hair?
This is gonna be so good. I'm gonna have one big
Ready?
salted.
I want it up here.
Up where? On the counter?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me get Ferris's eggs going, okay? Why don't you stay down there and then you can come up here and help with your eggs? Is that okay?
Dad, look, there's a little white in these eggs. And there's one dot of white right there.
Yeah?
There's some little white stripes in here. And in here too. But on this one, there's just one white dot on the yellow part of the egg. The yolk.
I thought we had a deal you were going to get up for your eggs. No, right now it's Ferris' eggs. You want to see if we can make some space for you? All right. It's a little bit crowded. Ferris, can you put your eggs away in the fridge, please?
Yeah.
I don't know why you guys each have your own carton of eggs. It's kind of silly. Mabel, can you put your dress down, sweetie? All right. Mabel, what kind of eggs do we call this?
Chicken eggs.
Chicken eggs. Yes, they're chicken eggs. But how do you eat it? Can you show me how you eat it?
Egg in a house.
No, this is an egg in a house. What is this, Mabel?
It is an egg that comes from a body's
Yeah, but what do you do with the toast?
Dip it.
Dip. What do you call it?
Dippy.
Dip, dip.
Dip it.
Show me how. You want me to pop it for you?
Someone's been using my bath towel.
Dip, dip. Mmm.
Who could it be?
Alright, so we're gonna go out here in the garden. And when we first moved into this property about 2 years ago, we really wanted to have a lot of trees. We wanted to have trees all over the place. And obviously, as many people know, trees are expensive. They can be, $25, $30, $40 each. So I'm trying to produce a lot of my own. I'm going into the garden right now. I'm going to show you how we're doing that, how we're going about that. Kind of to the end of the season. It's end of September here. So we don't have a lot left in the season, but we got some pretty cool stuff still going on in the garden here. You see our garden behind me. There's a lot of tomatoes, flowers. And over here we have our nursery, orchard. I came across this technique of reproducing rootstock. It's called stooling, and that's what we're attempting to do out here, called a stool bed. And the concept, the idea, is that you plant your rootstock and you put it either in the ground or in a pot down here. And you come in with your rootstock, and like I have this one right here, you can see down here at the bottom, you cut it off almost all the way down, just right there close to the ground. And what that causes the tree to do is it puts up all these shoots. So I got 1, 2, 3 shoots coming off here. This one I haven't done yet, but the next one next to it, you can see that's only got 1, so it's not a good example. This one right here puts up multiple little stems. And you cover this up with soil, and underneath these stems, we dig in here and check, they will put down new roots. And they haven't done it yet, so I'm going to give them over the winter to get it done. But I go from having 1 rootstock to having 3 on that plant, and 3 on this plant, and 4 on that plant, and 3 on that plant, and 3 on that plant, and 4 down there, and another 2, another 3, another 4, and just kind of all over the place. I have that happening. And then I can go and I can graft those, and I'll have a new tree. Each one of these rootstocks cost $1 or $2. Turning them into 3 rootstocks, and these beds will continue to produce rootstock for me year after year. I'm taking the scion wood for the grafting, which is the top portion of the apple, right? You've got the rootstock, which is like the legs of an athlete, right? And then you have the top portion, which you could think of as like the brains of the scientist. The top portion I'm just taking from my orchard trees that are over yonder, and grafting those on. And I do have some grafts going on here that I already did this year. Some of them are onto the thicker rootstock, and some of them are onto the smaller pieces. And what that's going to be able us to do is have, dozens of apple trees of a few different varieties that I can plant all over the place and potentially sell or give away as gifts to people. And it just it gives us a lot of options without having to spend a ton of money. As you can see with some of these guys, these already have grafts going on. Not that one, but this one here. This is an EMLA rootstock, EMLA 26, with a cane. You can barely see it still. That is the cane bud graft onto the EMLA rootstock. And next year I'll come through and I'll cut this off right there, and this will turn into the new tree, and this will be the rootstock below it. I've done that all over the place. So this guy I got here, he's got a graft on it as well. So I've taped it up after I grafted it. Over here, you can see the tape there. That's another graft. It just takes 1 little bud to graft it. And then you end up with a lot of trees, which is pretty cool. That one actually had a little bit of stuff going on. So you can see with the stool bed, I have some that are in pots like this, and this will be easy because then I can just lift that pot off and these will all have roots on them. The initial part that I cut off the rootstock is down here, so it's going to have about 6 inches of root, and I can replant those. These ones here I just did right in the ground. And some of them, like the one I was showing you earlier, and this one you can see, I made the cut, and I trimmed back the initial rootstock down there. See where my index finger is? That's the original rootstock, and it sent out these runners or not runners, little shoots that have come off of it. Now each one of those, if I pile up dirt around it, will turn into its own. Now all of these are genetically identical to the original tree. I got quite a few different varieties of rootstock in here, so they're not all the same. Got EMLA 26, and what else do we have? I can't remember the names of all of them right now. This is MM 106. This is a Geneva 30. Right there. They're all different types. Now some of these guys in the pots are not doing so hot. You can see the discoloring on the leaves, and some of these leaves are actually starting to fall off. So I think I need to fertilize that guy because it is not happy. The ones that are in the ground though, they seem to be doing great. So what I need to do is come in here and I'm going to mount up some soil around this guy to get those guys to start sprouting. And same with the one that's on the ground over there. Alright, so here you can see that one that I had planted in the ground. Had some weed cloth that are on it, and there's actually another little guy coming up right there, but I don't know if that guy's going to make it through once I put all this soil on top. I want to save my tag so I know which kind of rootstock it is, pull that out. And actually just, I'm going to leave some of the leaves on, but I'm going to pull some of them off. At the bottom of the leaves, they've got their node, which is what actually gives it the information it needs to put down roots. So I don't want to cover that up. I'm just going to put some of the soil around here. Compost. It's just a basic compost. I just bought this at the store. It's got a good mix. I think it's going to give it a real good environment for putting down roots. Also, when all these plants lose their roots in the wintertime, that's really when they, when they lose their leaves, not roots. In the wintertime, that's when they focus the most energy on growing roots. So this will give them a great opportunity to grow those roots. So I got that guy in there, and I'm going to put my tag just on this random piece of trimming that I had sitting around, just so it doesn't blow away. Put that right there. I'll let that go. So over here, whoops, got the other one I was working on. This guy here, same story. I've got my drip irrigation, so I'm going to pull that out of the way and go ahead and dump this in. Probably have to come back in here with another bucket full. But for now, that'll kind of get those guys started. Having a place to put down their roots. And I can put my drip back in. Don't really need it this time of year because we're getting a lot of rain, but it's good to have it there set up. And I do need to come in here with a fertility treatment for sure. You see the difference in the color of these leaves versus the guys right next to them. So you gotta figure that out, get some fertility aid out here. So that's really it. It's not a super complicated way of producing trees, but what it allows you to do is start with something cheap like a rootstock, graft onto it, and end up with trees for pennies on the dollar compared to what you're going to pay at the store. At the store you're going to pay $25, $35, $45 a tree for small guys. For big ones, it's going to be a lot more. For these guys, it's really just my time and a year or two for growing, and I'm going to save a lot of money that way, which is going to be cool. And then I'll have all these trees I can plant all over my property, and we'll have apples raining from the sky. Well, that's the idea anyway. All right.